I decided to go big or go home for my 25th birthday, so here's everything I made. First off, we started off with party decorations, so I first pumped the 2 by hand. Time for the 5. The next, I worked on making the carrot cake cookies fillings, and I froze them after making them into little squares. And then next was preparing the sourdough pizza crust. So I added some olive oil to my sourdough starter, some flour, salt, and water, kneading them together, and then adding some spices, such as granulated garlic and Italian seasoning. Next, I formed the dough to a ball and put some olive oil on top and then coated it so it doesn't dry up, and then covered it to rest. Afterwards, I hand grated all the mozzarella cheese as well as the Parmigiano Reggiano, set it aside for tomorrow's pizza. Then onto my carrot cake cookies, I grated the carrots, squeezed out all the juice, and then it was time to make the batter by creaming the butter and brown sugar and white sugar, and then adding the eggs, whisking until it's golden brown, and then adding the shredded carrot, and then adding my spices such as cinnamon, allspice, ginger, and also adding baking powder and flour to make it into a cookie dough. By this time, the cream cheese filling was already done freezing, so I scooped out the cookie dough and individually stuffed each one. Stack them up and put them in the freezer for tomorrow's bake. Now onto the black sesame mochi cake. I added coconut oil mixed with black sesame powder. This time I used monk fruit extract instead, which I didn't like as much, but if you use white sugar, it tastes amazing. And then added some evaporated milk, coconut milk, and glutinous rice flour. This dessert is gluten-free. And then sprinkled some black and white sesame seeds over and popped it into the oven. Next, onto my actual sourdough bread, I added the starter, water, a whole bunch of bread flour, wheat flour, mixed it all together and kneaded it until you get a nice dough. Then I added some more water and then salt and then let it rest. Time for my poppy seed salad dressing. So here I added some balsamic vinegar, poppy seeds, honey, salt, pepper, and mustard, mixed it together and stored it in the fridge for my party for the next day. By this time, my mochi cake turned out looking perfect. And then after resting, it was time to do my first out of 4 stretch and folds for my sourdough. Afterwards, I took the carrot cake cookies out from the freezer to thaw and baked it. Stay tuned for part 2.